Hey everyone, it's Ben here at SkyWatch, the leading provider for affordable satellite imagery. Today we're going to discuss 3 different ways you can use satellite imagery to solve business problems. So to start today, what I would advise GIS leaders to be thinking about when it comes to satellite imagery is a bit of a framework just to help them conceptualize what business problems they can actually solve. Let's take a map for an example. On a map, we may be able to see some of the locations where our business currently operates today. Imagine that you are a supply chain manager for a fresh produce company, and there's a natural disaster that occurs. Suddenly, there's chaos in your supply chain, and traditional forms of coordination and communication are now impacted. How might you be able to overcome this problem? And imagine if you had the ability to get real-time information and be able to quantitatively measure the impacts. How could you communicate this information to your stakeholders? Here's where satellite imagery can help. If we think about our supply chain example, one of the first things that satellite imagery can do in this example is give us the ability to measure change. Think about the lettuce growing in the fields. If the fields are now flooded, we can now quantitatively measure how many fields and how many acres have been lost. This may give us enough information to understand what new business decisions we should be considering in order to keep supply chain continuity. The second way satellite imagery can help us solve this new business problem is by providing situational awareness and helping us effectively communicate with all stakeholders in our organization about what's going on. Not only can we get data from many different locations, but we can start to show images which help better explain what the true impacts are on the ground. Lastly, the third way that satellite imagery can help us address this business problem is to provide insight at scale. We can now use satellite imagery to monitor many different locations and understand how each of them are affected uniquely by this natural disaster without actually having to go and visit the sites in person or have to rely on potentially compromised communication channels. If any of our content or questions today spurred any ideas that you may have, please feel free to contact us at media@skywatch.com or send us a tweet to ask your question to us directly. We'd love your feedback and the ability to answer some of your questions.